Hello again. These are your instructions for step 6. Shoot your movie. By this time you have hopefully already come up with a concept, written your script, made a storyboard, decided on casting and locations, and distributed responsibilities among yourselves. Now begin the fun parts, shooting and acting on set. Before you start recording a scene, it will facilitate and make your experience more enjoyable and swift if you first do a walkthrough. A walkthrough of a scene is pretty much what it sounds like. You walk through it, figuring out how you are going to move throughout the scene, at what places you are going to say what lines, where the camera or cameras, more on that later, should be placed, etc. You might even put down markers on the floor to help you remember where you need to stand and what direction you need to face for the camera to optimally capture the message and feelings delivered in the scene. Discuss the different angles you think you might need and how you want the edited version to look before you press record. When you have done all the preparations and decide that you are ready to start recording, you have to decide if you want the scene shot with a single or multi-camera style. Single camera is preferable when you have long movements and want extended takes. You get a more intimate feel when you do not have to jump from one angle to another. The downside is that you have to nail longer takes without messing up. You also need to shoot a scene over and over again if you, for example, want different close-ups during dialogue. Make sure you think about consistencies. If you are reshooting the same scene from a different angle, you have to make sure that everything looks the same in both takes. From the way the actors place their hands, where they are standing, that the props are in the same place and used in the same manner, to if the same car that drives by in the background is featured in all of the shots. Try to keep a watchful eye and minimize as many of the discrepancies as possible. Another technique you can choose to implement is to shoot the scene using multiple cameras at once. The advantages are that you get various angles of the same shot at once and that you do not have to worry as much about disparities. The challenges are if you're moving in the scene and the cameras have to follow. You need to make sure that they and the cameraman do not show up on screen or the take is ruined. If the cameras are fixed, you must be sure that they are recording exactly what you are intending for them to record. Otherwise, you have to redo the scene over and over and over again. Lastly, you need to think about lighting, especially if you have written scenes that take place at night. In order for the camera to pick up details, you might have to light up the set. The important thing here is to make sure that the shadows cast are facing the same direction in every shot. Again, consistency. When you are recording, try to shoot the same scene from as many different vantage points as possible. That will give you more options when editing the scene and you do not have to go back for reshoots. It will make your movie look more professional and less homemade. Make sure that everyone has a say in how your movie is recorded and is involved in the decision-making process. To be continued.
Created using Powtoon.